everybody. So today we are gonna talk about the K1 visa or a fiancé visa. It's the visa that I have to get here. So what are the process that we go through with this kind of visa? So the first step that my husband did was here in the US, him as a petitioner. So he filed a form I-129F, which is the current fee today is $535. So he got to have these requirements like the birth certificate of his, but he's the one who processed this stuff, so I'm not really sure what he did, but I know he pays, he pays the processing fee. But according to online, you have to have birth certificate, citizenship certificate, passport copy, and the form. So when you have the form I-129F, you have to make sure that it's the updated version. They update these forms every, I don't know how many, 6 months, 1 year, it depends. So you have to see the expiration of that form so that the process could not be delayed, or it's gonna be sent back to you. And it's just the same form, all it has changed is the updated version on top of the form. It says this form is good through, and you can have this form on their website. Anyway, the processing time of that one is 6 to 8 months. I don't know how many months was my husband did it, but including his processing here and my processing there, I think it took us 1 year. So we did it by ourselves. You can hire an attorney when doing this. Other people hire an attorney, but us, we just did it ourselves. So that's how it take us, how long it take us to process to get me here in the United States. And after it was approved here, I start my process in the Philippines through National Visa Center or NVC. So he sent me the copy of NOA or Notice of Approval for me to be able to receive the important mails. I did rent a PO box in Makati. So I checked the PO box. I rented it for a year. It's cheap. I don't know how much was it. Oh, I think it's 1,000 pesos for a year. So anyway, I rented that for a year. So he helped me, he suggested me to get that because I live in an apartment when I was there. I'm living with a bunch of girls. I did kind of move twice when we were processing. Yeah, I'm a pain. Just me moving didn't intervene at all because I have this PO box where I did receive my mail. So with the interview in the US consulate, you're gonna need a copy of 129F application, the one that your partner did here in the US. You're gonna need a copy of that there. So what my husband did is he sent it to me through the PO box that I rented. And then the letter of confirmation, confirming the intention to marry. So this stuff, I think this is not necessary, but it will, what do you call that? It will ease your application. The more document you give to them, the more chance you're gonna be approved. So I did that, and I have the I-134 or Affidavit of Support form. Yeah, my husband gave it to me. I think he mailed it to me too. And the copy of Notice of Approval. When the I-129F gets approved. He sent me a copy in the Philippines. So proof of relationship is like photographs with you together, or it's like proof that you guys met each other, because it's part of the qualification if you wanna petition for K1 visa. But yeah, on K1 visa, it is important that you guys meet each other in person. So that's the proof of relationship that they're asking for. Exchange of emails, pictures together, which I did. That's the one that I present. And then aside from the pictures together, the lady who interviewed me asked for an email conversation between us, messenger, or you have to print some of those, but not that much. One page would be nice. And or an email, exchange email between you and your fiance. I did have a lot of photographs and I did have a lot of email when I go to the interview. It's better to have more, than to be looking for something when you're in there in the interview. You also need to, before to go to the interview, they're gonna mail you some schedule for you to be examined. I think I have 3 shots when I did go on my medical. But then my husband told me to go to the dentist first, because we have a public dentist. If you go to that dentist that they refer you to, I think it's a popular hospital in the Philippines. I did my teeth first in the public dentist that we have in the Philippines. So I did have my clean teeth and fillings and stuff. So when I did go there, I have no problem with my teeth anymore. So they just x-ray me, and then they give me 3 shots. I forgot the shots that they give me. And then it took me, I don't know, half a day to do the process. And you have to look for this hospital that they refer you to, because it's just one hospital. You can't do it anywhere. So you have to go to that hospital that they give you. And then you have to pay the K1 visa fee, which is according to the online, it's like $240 or $265. So there are the things that you wanna, when you're like processing the visa, you wanna have some email, Gmail or Yahoo Mail, any electronic mail that you and your fiance, he helped me with those to create one, because I'm not really literate into computer when I was there. My husband sent me pictures, which helped me when I was in the interview. And then when we were processing the visa, I moved twice, which is not good for our processing. So with the PO box, it helps me a lot, no intervention with my address, because you have to change the address that you put in the application every time you change your address, because that's where they sent you the mail. So with me having my own PO box, I don't have to worry about changing my address in my application. If your fiance lives in the province, which I think most of the time happen also in the Philippines, I think they're gonna have a trip to Manila to have their medical and interview, because embassy, I think, is only in Manila area, Metro Manila. You may have to rent a hotel or just have a boarding house, which I was working in Manila at that time, so I have no problem doing that. So when I was there also, I don't have passport, so I have to do the passport while I'm doing the visa process, which I have to apply passport before it's get approved. And for the passport, that was where the complication is. I have to go back when I was processing it, because you have to I have my NBI ID, I have my SSS ID that time, so I had all these IDs, but then I had like late registered. If you are a late registered, that means if you've been like your birth certificate, if your birth certificate is registered late by your mother, so I am a late registered, they will ask for your baptismal or your something form that you can get on your school, which that one is really hard to get, by the way. Anyway, that is good that my mother saved the baptismal that I have. It was tear off. I mean, it's really old, but then I had it photocopied. And when I go back, you know, Philippines always long lines. I don't know if it's changed now, but when you're processing your passport, I had my appointment online, you know, but then when I got there, it's really a long line. It's gonna take you a day to process your passport. I don't know, it depends on how many people is in there. But anyway, I had to go back. I was in the last step, you know. When I get into the line, the lady told me that I'm a late registered, so I have to have some proof like a baptismal or form, something that you can get on your school, like record on your school or something. But I don't have those, and it's gonna take me a long time to get it. But when I get home, I asked my mother if she has my baptismal, and she said yes, and since she mailed it through a mailing something in the Philippines, and it's just fast, because I was saying I need it, you know, immediately, so they mail it to me right away. And when I go to the interview, I was really dressed up. I was wearing a dress, in a blazer, in a heels. Well, I haven't been there, you know. I have no idea. I have not talked to anybody that have been there. So you don't have to dress up that much, you know. You can just wear slacks, pants. One lady was just wearing pants and t-shirt, you know. I was like, I did go shopping before that for my clothes to wear. I buy blazer. I did a lot of preparation because I have no idea how it is, you know. It just, you don't have to dress up that much to go to the embassy. Anyway, they will forbid you to bring your electronics and stuff. So when I got there, all I have is an envelope with all my documents in it. Yeah, you would not want to forget your, what do you call that, documents, because before you go there, you have to like have an appointment. So they sent you a confirmation like you have to go to this particular date. So if you forget some stuff, that's not gonna be good. You probably need to go back, or it's not gonna be good in your visa. So anyway, you don't have to dress up that nice. You can just wear slacks if you really want to impress the interviewer or something. Yeah, it's better to try to impress them rather than just, you know, you have to go back again because you failed. When I was there, I had some, because when we were interviewed, it's not private room or something. It's like a counter, like you're paying in a. So for example, this is the window here, and here's a line here. That's the interview was made. So you can still hear a little bit about the other person is being interviewed. So when I was there, there was a Filipino having the K1 visa, and she doesn't speak English. And then of course it's a US embassy. So the people who are interviewing are Americans. So they can, I think she can speak Filipino. So they were like talking back and forth, and then she realized that she does not understand what she's saying. So she called for a guy that works there that is a Filipino, and he's the one who interviewed her. Yeah, I thought it's gonna be a big, I think it's gonna be a little bit of red flag. Not really a red flag, but if you don't know how to speak English, and if you know how to speak English, probably not. It's probably not a big deal. But yeah, she does not speak English, so she have to call a Filipino to interview her. And when I got there, I think you have to go through twice in a security. Yeah, and it's a long line. And when I got there, they have a long line of people outside. I was like, and they were just wearing pants and, you know, I think when the embassy invite you to the interview, they have this instruction, like you have to wear formal, or you have to bring this. So you have to just read that stuff that they put on the appointment that they send you, because they're gonna have instruction in there, you know. I did take a taxi to go there, because if I try to find it using jeepney, I will never able to. So I just take a taxi to go there. So anyway, after it was approved, when my visa was approved, I was, you know, sent. I always check my PO box. That's where I receive my stuff. So when I checked my PO box, they said that my visa was approved, and then I talked to my husband about it, and then that's when he bought the ticket, which he didn't put the ticket to fly me right away. I have to wait for a month. And that time I did go to the province and have vacation before I go here. Anyway, when you get approved, you have to pick the packet. They have the packet, the papers that you have to show to the when you enter the border here. So I had problem looking out for that place. I have to walk long walks, but anyway, I find that place. I'll try to put it in here, guys. Where was it? But then I think that's the area, that's the only area they put the visa packet in for you to pick up. And that is all, guys. I hope it helped a little bit about the process. If you got questions, just put it in the comment below and I'll get to it when I have my time. See you in my next video.